Top 10 Destinations in Slovakia. Lying right in the center of Europe, Slovakia is a delight to explore. Crumbling castles and medieval towns can be found tucked away among its stunning scenery, with lots of interesting historic sites and cultural landmarks for you to discover. While its many historic towns and villages are captivating to explore, Slovakia is also blessed with some gorgeous scenery. Plan your trip to this undiscovered Central European travel destination with our list of the best places to visit in Slovakia. 10. Orawa Castle. Set upon a craggy hilltop amid a verdant forest that tumbles down its steep slopes, Orawa Castle certainly looks impressive, as rolling hills lie off in the distance, and the Orawa River runs below its imposing cliff face. One of the most beautiful castles in the whole of Slovakia, Orawa Castle was built all the way back in the 13th century, although earlier wooden palisades and fortifications once occupied its prominent outcrop. Throughout the many centuries that it has stood atop the bluff, the Orawa Castle has never been conquered. It's easy to see why once you pass through its many gates, walls, and defenses. 9. Volcanoes. One of the only remaining folk villages in the whole of Central Europe, Volcanoes is full of impressive architecture, with traditional log houses lying next to a beautiful Baroque chapel and an antiquated old bell tower. A very quaint and charming place to visit, the tiny village is set in an idyllic spot amidst forest-clad hills and fields, with mountains seen in the distance. As such, there are many great hikes you can do in the surrounding area. Besides that, there is not all that much to do other than take in the peaceful, laid-back atmosphere and marvel at the fine folk architecture. 8. Bardeo. With a delightful historic center for you to explore, the well-preserved medieval town of Bardeo is certainly worth a visit if you have the chance. It's hard to imagine a more picturesque place. Life in the small town revolves around its beautiful marketplace, just as it did all those centuries ago. 7. Slovak Paradise National Park. Encompassing a wide array of wild and rugged landscapes, the Slovak Paradise National Park is a breathtakingly beautiful part of the country to explore. Deep canyons, valleys, and rivers cut through the endless forests on show. The scenery is absolutely stunning wherever you go. Amid the dense undergrowth, you can find sparkling waterfalls and deep rocky gorges, with the astounding Dobosinska ice cave just one of its main attractions. Due to all of the amazing natural sights found in the park, it really is a treat to explore, and a myriad of paths and trails snake through the glorious Slovak Paradise mountain range. At times, you need to cross flimsy bridges that sway precariously to and fro, and clamber up steep ladders that hug the cliff face. The hike through the Socha-Bela Gorge is particularly challenging, but the beauty makes it well worth the effort. 6. Koshitsa. Over the centuries, Koshitsa has been ruled by everyone from the Hungarians and Turks to the Czechs and Slovaks. As such, there is a myriad of amazing monuments, statues, and cultural landmarks for you to check out. Slovakia's second-largest city has a wealth of great things for you to see and do, with fantastic bars, restaurants, and shops found alongside its many art galleries, museums, and theaters. While its thriving arts and culture scene is certainly worth exploring, no visit to Koshitsa can be complete without taking in all the fantastic sights and architecture found in its spectacular old town. 5. Levacha. Levacha is full of incredible historic sites and cultural landmarks, with lots of magnificent architecture scattered around town. You'll see Baroque, Renaissance, and Gothic features. While its gorgeous main square is the highlight, there's more than enough to keep you occupied for a day or two. The surrounding region is awash with amazing sights should you want to visit Spiš Castle or the scenic Yarta Mountains. With a very laid-back feel to it, Levacha is the perfect place to visit if you're after a quiet getaway. 4. Spiš Castle. Overlooking the town of Spišské pod Hradie from on top of a hill, the vast ruins of Spiš Castle cover a vast expanse of territory. Wandering around its many walls, fortifications, and towers is an amazing experience, and the mind boggles at the sheer size and scale of everything. Once the major center of power in the surrounding region, Spiš Castle is now one of the most popular tourist destinations in Slovakia. It's easy to see why once you approach the castle and see its impressive features for yourself. 3. Baskashti Avnitza. Lying at the center of what used to be an enormous caldera, Baskashti Avnitza is a fascinating city to explore. Much of its fabulous wealth derives from the rich mineral deposits that were once found in the ground around the town. The former mining town has a magnificent historic center, with lots of lovely churches, palaces, and museums. 2. High Tatras. As they are home to the tallest mountains in the country, the High Tatras make for some unforgettable hiking and rock climbing, while in winter, there are loads of great slopes and pistes to ski down. The majestic mountain range really is a sight to behold. Its jagged peaks rise up imperiously towards the heavens, and sparkling alpine lakes and meadows can be found tucked away among its many slopes and valleys. Due to the breathtakingly beautiful landscapes, the mountain range lends itself perfectly to all different types of outdoor activities. There are plenty of paths and trails for you to hike, cycle, or ski along, and the views are simply out of this world. 1. Bratislava. The nation's capital and largest city, Bratislava has many different sides to it, and that is in part what makes it so fascinating to explore. At the historic heart of the city, one can find a magnificent hilltop castle and a range of medieval and Gothic buildings, with some fine Baroque palaces on display. Step out of the old town, and you'll find communist-era concrete blocks lying alongside the Danube River that courses through Bratislava, while even further out, you'll come across picturesque farms, fields, and villages. Among this mesmerizing mix of old and new are loads of fantastic bars and restaurants for you to try, with more upmarket boutiques and trendy cafes springing up every year. As it boasts an ever-changing array of things for you to see and do, Bratislava never gets old.